Hello, Cancer, and welcome to your November 1st through 15th, roughly, tarot card readings. So let's go ahead and dive right in. I've already, let me put this up a little bit. I've already, too much. I've already shuffled and meditated on your sign. So let's dive right in. Also, as I was pulling the cards, there was this specificity at which I was handling each card. And so there's kind of this walking on eggshells. There is just this, it's a delicate matter, I just heard. So, okay, let's start with this though. So this is, these animal cards are just an overarching thematic energy to keep in mind over these next couple of weeks. And also to keep in mind as we look through the rest of the spread. So I'll read them from the book, and then I'll give you my intuitive 2 cents. We have the bear and the dragonfly. So, the dragonfly. Master of light, illusion, and the mind. The dragonfly is an ancient and ethereal creature that awakens a sense of wonder in all. The dragonfly is a symbol of the mind, as it is always moving, shifting, shimmering, and changing. When the dragonfly card appears, it's worth considering the quality of your mind and perception. Is it restless or still, dreamlike or crystal clear? The situation at hand may be different than it appears at first glance. The dragonfly reminds us to calm the mind so the light of wisdom can shine through. When in balance, sees clearly, joyful, magical. When out of balance, can't concentrate, busy mind. To bring into balance, focus on the breath. Beautiful. So that mind activity is coming up strong. And I just heard harnessing that mind activity. So, bear. I love both of these cards. I love all the cards. But these are just 2 beautiful cards. Okay. Bear. And bear is in this deck, it's the first card of the deck. So, for me, it kind of represents this fool energy, that, the fool's journey that we're taking through. The fool is the very beginning, the very first step. So it's this beginning of this new sort of journey as well that's coming up. So the bear. Waking from spiritual slumber. Oh, beginning anew. There we go. After a long winter, the bear arises from deep slumber. At first, the movement and effort is difficult, but the bear knows it's time to awaken and move toward the dawning light. The bear card represents an individual on the cusp of new directions and personal transformation. The initial weeks and months of this spiritual quest may feel tricky, cumbersome, and full of obstacles. But you have no choice, bear. Winter wanes, the warmth of spring emerges, and the journey on your transformation begins. When in balance, inner strength, yearning to grow. When out of balance, withdrawal, lethargy, heaviness. To bring into balance, movement, exercise. Okay, so yeah, there is this, I can feel that lethargy, I can feel that heaviness. And this dragon, it's, even as I was picking these cards up, the dragonfly, this card of, both cards of transformation, of new growth, new beginnings. But this truly a card of transformation. Also a dragonfly, they'll stay in the water for months, and the first several months of their life, I believe. And then all of a sudden, when it's time, they sprout up and they have wings and they're transformed. So this spiritual slumber, this lethargy, perhaps even a haziness, this feeling like your judgment is obscured in some way or form. These are all things that are associated with this, with when the bear comes up and we're experiencing some resistance around these energies. So there might be, and when I was trying to, when the dragonfly fell down when I was picking up the cards, so I feel like there is some sort of, it's almost like your arms are wide open to this transformation, but there is this resistance that is sort of pulling as well. So there's kind of this push and pull dynamic here, this forced to grow. Oh, I don't want to. I just, I want to bury my head in the sand, and then there's just like forced to grow. No. Like, I need to, figure out another way. But this transformation is happening no matter what. You are in this process. This is what this is. So embrace it as fully as you can. And, and I think a lot of that is just, it's effort towards quieting that mind. And it's also just embracing these first steps. It's embracing this new journey. It's, I'm feeling this immense amount of acceptance coming from the Bear card. And this acceptance as is sort of like the doorway to what is like right through this, like right over this threshold. It's like this bright whole new picture with all of these different colors, very, very different. But, there is sort of this acceptance is sort of this doorway. Okay, so let's keep these in mind as we look at the rest of the spread. Let me show you what I'm looking at. And these three cards wanted to pop out face up. So we have and I feel like it's right around the crown of the spread that we're looking at. So we have the Four of Swords, the Three of Cups reversed, and the Wheel of Fortune. And then we have, on the bottom of the deck, we have the theme, this present theme. Okay. All right. So something has been sort of turned on its head here, I'm noticing, and it's a matter of the heart. Heart entanglement to a degree. Okay, so here we go. All right, this is the focal point of the reading. We have beautiful 3, 4. So the Four of Wands reversed. Okay, crossed by the Seven of Swords. Okay, recent past, we have the Devil. Grounding the spread, we have the Two of Pentacles reversed. In the near future here, we have the Daughter of Pentacles, gorgeous. And then crowning the spread, we have the Nine of Cups reversed, okay. And then we have in the, this is your general energy as well. All right, we have the Hanged Man, all right. And then we have in the environment, we have the Ten of Cups, beautiful. And then we have in Hopes and Fears, the Hierophant. All right. So I just heard lessons learned. Okay. And so heading into mid-November and sort of into mid-latter part of November, we have the Mother of Cups, beautiful, and the Six of Wands reversed. And then for these readings, I'm picking a card from Colette Baron Reed's The Good Tarot, because it's just such a beautiful deck. So let me know if you like that. And we have the Five of Water, okay, which is in the traditional tarot, the Five of Cups. Alrighty, so first speaking to these three cards that popped out, so I feel as though, and with the Three of Cups, we're looking at sort of social endeavors, group dynamics. So this is the Wheel of Fortune. The wheel is turning. Things are changing. And I feel quickly winds are changing. So seasons are changing. So there's just this, and there's some confusion, not so different from our own, our own sort of experience of the seasons right now that are like, is it summer? Is it fall? Like, where am I? What is this? But it's all, but there is an order to it. There is, it's kind of like, it's changing quickly, and it feels a bit mercurial and a bit temperamental in sort of how things are shifting and changing and moving around. But it's positive. The Wheel of Fortune brings so many new opportunities and so much new possibility into it's all of these possibilities to play with, I just heard. So I feel very strongly that the possibilities are all around you for you to sort of pick and choose from, for you to play around with, for you to explore. So this card very strongly is speaking to this sense of exploration, and it's encouraging this sense of exploration. We have the moon, we have the owl, we have, this sun or this focal point on the bottom. It's just this lots to explore. And that exploration process is what will bring order to this. And there's something here about getting acquainted with the possibility, about getting acquainted with your options. And so 3 of Cups, we're looking at, again, social engagement, social circles. I just heard social systems. And the 4 of Swords. So, and I feel this, this is speaking to some sort of self-reflection around social dynamics and social groupings. And I just heard social justice. So do with that what you will. But so there is this sort of this reflection on how you are showing up socially. Okay. Again, though, I feel like we're looking at a lot of mind activity here. So this is a bit of, there's some quieting that wants to take place with this when the dragonfly is coming up, sort of saying, you might want to do your best it's a worthwhile thing to constructively reflect and contemplate, but to keep that in check, that mind energy in check. Okay, so focal point of the reading, the 4 of Wands reversed, and I almost wanted to say the 4 of Swords, crossed by the 7 of Swords. So the 4 of Wands typically means it's like setting up a sound structure, a home. It can point to relationship or union, marriage, setting up a house, a home base. And then when this is reversed, so these are all sort of matters of stability, of very real stability, and things that we associate with comfort, and things that we associate with what our place in the world is, sort of it's our hearth and home. So when this is coming up reversed, and I feel like the energy around this is, we're looking at, there is this sense of slight destabilization, of sort of feeling a bit nomadic, of sort of not quite knowing your place. And the 7 of Swords crossing this card, it's a question of right and wrong. So there's a little bit of back and forth about, we have there is sometimes sneakier behavior where you feel like you are blind to something, or you're not seeing everything, that something's happening behind your back, or that there's just this, as you can see, there's this paranoia. So paranoia, that's a real thing. That's part of this mind energy here. That's part of this mind energy that you're confronted with, whether it's true or it's not true. I feel like the 4 of Wands, which wants to be turned right side up, is saying that it really is about this motion forward, about this taking these steps forward. And that is the key to alleviating this paranoia. So it's really taking those steps even when you feel you can't. It's sort of moving forward on blind faith to a degree. So with the 2 of Pentacles reversed, And it is, I want to say that the wands, we're looking at action. So it's not even saying that your whole your whole heart has to be in it, and that it's a thrilling thing for you to move forward and take these initial steps. It's like you're waking from a dream. So let yourself sort of go through, like, experience the very natural states of like that grogginess of where you do feel a little bit more lethargic. It's just saying, keep the motion going. Keep moving forward. Keep those action steps moving forward. However slowly that needs to be for you. Whatever your natural pacing is, honor that, absolutely. But you want to keep that, keep that forward momentum happening. You want to be taking those steps forward. Actively. And then the rest will follow. So the Two of Pentacles reversed, rooting the spread. We're looking at this balance and striking that balance. And again, sort of we're right up the line of your spread. I'm seeing the Two of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. And it's sort of speaking to this sense of stabilization. And in the root of the spread, this push and pull between expansion and security, and trying to find a harmony in between those. How can I transform while still feeling secure? How can I be secure while transforming into the unknown? So there is sort of this this push and pull that you have been grappling with, and this is in the past and rooting the spread. So I feel like for quite some time, and then with the Devil reverse. So this is really about, it's this dance of striking that balance of expanding, and it's almost like this expansion that's taking place. That is never slowing. You can only expand. You're always moving forward. We all are. So growth is what is happening constantly. It's just sort of what is growing and how you're growing. And that's where perception and consciousness is so critical, because we can be growing in all sorts of areas that we don't want to be growing. But it's just that consciousness allows us to really consciously move forward. So we're consciously expanding in ways that are in alignment with where we want to go and what we want to create and what we do want to see flourish and thrive. So, this has sort of been in your sort of whirling around in something that you have been working with for a bit, and the Devil Capricorn's card. So Capricorn is coming up here. And I feel like we're looking at attachment, and we're looking at impatience. So there is this, I'm noticing the fire under this, under the hooves of this goat. And it's this earth energy, so Capricorn or other earth energies. So I feel like we're looking at attachment and impatience, and there's been something that you've been eagerly awaiting something. You've been wanting to see something made manifest, be brought into this material three-dimensional world, which is reality, which is what the Pentacle energy represents. You want to make something manifest, to make it real in your reality. And there is this, there's a frustration that's coming up with this card. Sort of, you're ready, and your feet are like they're burning, they're ready to go. So then the Seven of Swords carrying us directly into the Daughter of Pentacles, which is so beautiful. So we're seeing this new beginning take place, and there is this hurt and I just heard disenchantment, and I just it also feels like you're sort of looking over your shoulder a little bit, with this. But also, again, that sense of wanting to bury your head in the sand or turn a blind eye to or shut something off or shut something out. That's coming up with this as well. So we're definitely looking at some sort of hurt here. And with the Three of Swords showing up in your spread, we're looking at hurt in our hurt space. And feeling like maybe you were wronged in some way or form. But almost either way, no matter what, so what this is carrying you into, whatever this is an uncomfortable state. And again, it really is about just continuing to take those action steps forward and allow yourself to be wherever you are. It's just about the action. But this is carrying us into the Daughter of Pentacles. And I feel like for many of you, this is a character. And this Daughter of Pentacles is this younger energy that it can be a bit slower moving, but steady earth sign, again, Pentacles. So we're looking at Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. So we're looking at this sort of this earth energy, and it is, feels very new, very, very, very new, and gentle, and a little quieter. There's something quieter about this energy, a little bit more, I want to say reserved perhaps, but more than that, it's just, a bit more reserved. It's just this quietness. It's a quietness that is starting, and I just heard it's not what it seems in the most beautiful way. So there's something quite surprising about this character. Beautifully eloquent. There's this creativity, this young creativity, this quiet eloquence. Really beautiful. And however this energy shows up for you, it feels really supportive. Really supportive. And beautiful and dainty, I just heard. So there's this, whether it's a male or female, there's this strong feminine energy, this like beautiful feminine, like almost like a morning flower, like, like a little wildflower first thing in the morning. And it's I just heard surprisingly beautiful. So this is carrying us into so crowning the spread, we have the Nine of Cups reversed, and this is in tandem with these three cards here. So there is sort of, with this water energy, this Cups energy, and Nine of Cups reversed, it is a bit of an emotional overhaul. And so there is this call to be gentle, to be nurturing, to be loving with yourself, to be patient, But again, it's just those steps forward. You're on this journey. You're in this new place. So it's continuing with those steps forward. But it is sort of that gentle, that emotional energy. And with this emotional overhaul, what's coming forward is a lot of creativity. A lot of creativity. So this time is very creatively fertile. There's a lot of potential right now. So I would encourage all forms of expression, writing, reading, whatever is stimulating to your, however you express yourself or want to explore expressing yourself. That is really supportive at this point in time. And it's sort of a key in for you to these first steps, to acceptance, to this process of moving forward and transitioning and transforming. So this is your general energy, the Hanged Man. So it's kind of it's what it looks like here. It's this state of not quite knowing what move to make and sort of feeling like your hands are tied. And, this sweet little bat, like, it looks like it's really undergone a bit of a shock. So there is this, But there's also this great clarity that comes with this card. There's this great clarity, and the Hierophant in your hopes and fears feels like they feel like these energies are almost one and the same. And there's something about lessons learned, being the teacher. So there is something about this process of learning, of really like this maturation process. It's almost like going from being a student to a teacher. So there's a lot of new information that has come in. There's a lot that's being digested and assimilated. And it's just there's this immense wisdom that is coming out from whatever these experiences have been for you. And it is, I just heard upping your value. And I feel like what that's speaking to is, I heard veteran. So it is sort of a bit of a graduation. It's this energy of you, you're gaining experience gained, lesson learned. So there is this immense wisdom that's coming through. And in your environment, this is so beautiful, the Ten of Cups. So again, we're looking at all of these possibilities, so much color, and it's all just, it's all available. It's all available. So that's where this clearing, this obscuration is going to be so valuable, this acceptance, because the minute you do, it sort of turns on the lights for you to really see everything and everyone around you in a whole new light. It's sort of that key to visibility, to being able to see around you, because your environment is just stocked full of wonderful opportunities and wonderful possibilities, and a lot of emotional fulfillment. And I noticed the colors with the Daughter of Pentacles. So this feels like it's someone who is floating around, who's in your environment, who's coming forward. And there's a lot of color that is brought with that. It's beautiful. So then at the last, sort of in the middle of November into the end of November, we have the Mother of Cups and we have the Six of Wands. So there is this emotional energy. This is one of the most intuitive cards in the deck. And this feels like it's, there's this progression. There is this, these big steps forward, this very significant progress. And it's almost like you're not quite where you want to be, but you are, like over these next couple of weeks, you're like, I am so much closer. And there's this, you're on your way, and you're out from the thick of it. And this emotional energy, it feels like it's quite prickly. But most of all, it is the discomfort is launching you forward. You're like, I want to get out of this now, and that's what this energy and is really wanting to say. Is wanting from you. It's just wanting for you to continue moving forward. So hence the prickly energy. It's like, go on, keep moving forward. You don't want to stay here too long. And then this intuitive sense, there's this creativity, and there's this new sense of how you understand your own intuition. That is really empowering and really connective. So really, I feel like these next couple weeks, it's really getting you super acquainted with your intuition and super acquainted with yourself, with your core stability, and acquainted with your process. This is all part of like a cycle and rhythm, part of your process. So you're really discovering how you process and what your process looks like, and you're sort of troubleshooting your way through that in an explorative way. So that's super, super beautiful. And then the Five of Cups, or the Five of Water, which is the Five of Cups. I'm going to read this from the book. Okay. I feel like this actually very strongly sums up a lot of what we talked about in the reading here. 5 of water. Releasing grief, allowing sadness to rise and fall. Forgiveness, the ebb and flow of emotion. I feel the fullness of my emotions as they wash through me. The ebb and flow are part of life, and I am present in my feelings today. I fully forgive myself and others and let go of any emotions that were holding me back from acknowledging the truth. I deserve the freedom that comes when I release what is no longer working for me. I make amends to those I may have harmed when emotion was coloring my perceptions. I surrender any resentments to the divine, knowing they can be transformed into miracles. Fearless inventories lead to liberation. So I feel like I don't even need to explain that much. Yes, that's a lot of what we're talking about here. It's sort of releasing, allowing things to sort of flow through you as they do and release them so you can continue moving forward. And as a way to honor yourself, to truly honor yourself. Okay, so I can't wait to see what the latter part, your mid-November reading looks like. I have a feeling it's going to be just very, very colorful, and yeah, November and also December, very colorful, very bright, very active, and I just feel like there's all sorts of new color coming in for you. So I'm curious to see, come sort of the latter 2 weeks of November, what starts to trickle in for you. Dive into your creativity. It's a great time for that. And then just go with the ebbs and flow. Your journey, you're on this journey, and you're on your way. All right. I love you so much, and please like, subscribe, comment. I appreciate it so much. And I just love you with all my heart. I love you with all my heart. All right. I'll talk to you soon.